Good evening and welcome to my mystery card class. I put clues together and some list of supplies for the first Sunday each month at 7 o'clock on this YouTube channel. I hope you've had a chance to gather your supplies so that you can make a card right along with me. This month, it's pretty easy. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Nancy Dodge. I'm from YB Stamp. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have been doing this for 4 years now. I think actually today might be my 4-year anniversary. Anyway, but I've been stamping for about 30 years, so I absolutely love stamping, and Stampin' Up! Is just everything to me. So, here are what I started out with. I actually started out with this. This big bucket of strips. I just can't bring myself to throw them away. So I've sorted some out, different widths. So this is a 1/4 inch, this is a 1/2 inch, and then I think there's a couple little itty bitty strips inside. So what I did was I just decided, all right, what kind of goes together? So I don't know if you have coordinated all yours. So see, like those browns go together. And then I have this Calypso Coral, some Daffodil Delight, and some crushed curry that I thought would go well together for a card. And then I had some little 1/4 inch strips here that would go well together. They're not cooperating, but you get the idea. Just kind of line them up, see what goes together. So see, this here I have a combination of wide and narrow. These are all wide, and then these are all narrow. So it depends on what you want to do for your card, but I hope you've gathered all your supplies because we're going to dig right in. First, I need to clean these off because this isn't what I'm using. I just wanted to show you samples. And yes, these are going right back in that scrap bin. All right. So this is what I showed you earlier. If you saw my Facebook page, there's my die. Here are my strips. And I have a 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of white. I have 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored at 4 1/4. And I have a 4 by 4. So let's dig in. All right. Clue number 1. Line up and arrange strips of scraps on the white or vanilla cardstock. I can talk. Adhere with glue or seal. So I decided that I wanted to do it with glue because I thought it stuck better. So I have my mono multi-purpose glue, and I actually have it in a different container because it comes out thinner. But it's the glue that Stampin' Up! Sells. And I'm just going to completely cover. Of course, now it doesn't want to come out now that I say that. Just cover it in glue. This is like a real needle nose, that's why you hear it scraping on the glass. But I'm just going to cover it, and as we know, it dries relatively quickly, so we need to move kind of fast. So I'm just going to start randomly putting, you could do it at an angle, you can do it straight. I should do it all the way to the edge though. And just start putting them down. And I think I'm going to do thin, thick, so there's thick, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and it pushes right up to that really real easy. So whoops, it slides too because it's glue. Did it slide too much on me? All right. And then some. So some of these may be retired, but you know, they're still good. They're still good. Just randomly, whoop, I need a thin one. Thin. Thick. Somehow I got crooked. How did I do that? I think somewhere over here. Well, we're going to put it together anyway. And then I got thin. And then a thick. And you can put yours together any way that you want. So, and then I said a bone folder because I wanted to even out my glue. So that's what I'm using my bone folder for. So see, I can see where it slipped a little, but that's okay. It'll still look awesome. I got glue on my fingers. I'm sure I have it on my glass mat too, but oh well. And I'm just going to snip these long pieces off because my stamp cut and emboss machine doesn't think those long strips are too funny. All right. And yes, these are going back in the scrap bin. Alrighty. So that is clue number 1. I hope you guys have had a chance to do all your, I'll just give you another minute while you're doing that. So I have a question for you while you're doing that. I noticed as I was getting ready tonight how dry my hands are. And it seems like no matter what lotion I use, as soon as I start washing my hands 20 times a day, they dry right out again. So if you guys have any solutions, please put them in the comments. All right. Clue number 2. Place die of choice. So there's my die of choice. Onto the piece we assembled in clue number 1 and run through the stamp cut and emboss machine. If you do not have dies, just trim to desired shape. So here's my die. I'm going to get out my stamp cut and emboss machine. So like I said, you know, you could just pull out your snips and you could cut it in a circle, or you can cut it in a square if you want to put it on your trimmer. Cut it to any shape you want. That's the beauty of this card. All right. So I got to pull out I have to pull out the big one because I have the bigger die and it doesn't fit in the smaller one. So I'm just going to put it on, put it however I want, put my plate on, and run it through. She uses Renew. I do have some Renew. I should use that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. She has her own stamping at 7:15. Well, good luck. I'll be really fast, actually. All right. So here are my pieces. Oh, yeah, Maria. That's right. I remember meeting you. Okay. So here's my piece. And we're going to go on to clue number 3. And we're going to stamp cover sentiment on banner. So I have, this is my banner, and I have some Coastal Cabana ink, and then I have the scripted font that's available for sale beginning the 5th of March, which is Tuesday. So I'm just going to quick ink this up. All right. I love this softly scripted set because I have a lot of these strips And hopefully this goes on right. Aha! There we go. Alright, cover my ink before it's all over me. And that's clue number 3. I'm telling you, this is a quickie. Alright, stamp inside sentiment. I didn't decide on an inside sentiment, but if you guys want one, you can put one on. And adhere inside cardstock. So I'm going to take my Stampin Seal. Put this on. I usually put a stamp or sentiment on the inside, but I guess I didn't think this completely through. I was too excited to do the cover. Just line it up. Stick it down. All right. Clue number 5. Arrange piece from clue number 1 and banner on cover. Adhere with dimensionals. Okay, so you need to decide if you're going to do landscape or portrait. You know, and then you can decide what angle you want your little colored piece at, your whatever die you used. And then I think I'll do it this way because it fits better. And I got my dimensionals out. So see, this is really simple, but it's a way to use up your scraps if you've collected them like I have, because I have a lot. So it looks like everyone's getting striped Christmas cards this year, or birthday cards. No, but they're fun to make because you could do, you know, you could do a color scheme. I have some others I will show you that I made ahead of time. Now I tend to put this at an angle because then you have to get it all perfectly lined up. So I'm just going to put it at an angle and then it doesn't matter. And I want to get my snips out. I'm going to put some dimensionals on here, and then I'm going to snip afterwards. Oh. You guys have those little dimensional pieces everywhere like I do? Alright, I'm going to line that up. I'm going to take my snips, and I think I'm going to cut it at an angle, just to be different. What do you think of that? Alright, there we go. Okay. Clue number 6. Embellish if desired. I know that's a hard one, isn't it? Although I think it takes me longer to figure out which embellishments I want to use. Yeah, you do. You end up with so many scraps, Maria. You really do. I'm just going to put some of these up here just to add a little extra bling. And there we go. There's our card. Done. How easy is that? All right, I'm going to quick show you some other samples that I did. The first one I did was this one. It's falling on me. This one. And then I did this one in some earth tones. And then I attempted to do one with this die, but it didn't come out quite right. So I'm going to try to fix that. And then this one's my favorite with the balloons. I really like this one. So those are my 4 cards. So you can't really see them that way. There we go. Put them at an angle, I guess. All right, that was a quickie, wasn't it? Very, very quick. All right, I'm going to post these on my Facebook page and on my website so that you can get a better look at them. And I will also have a PDF available for the instructions. Next Sunday, I will be in the same place, 7 o'clock, for Back to Basics. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I'm looking forward to it because it's a lot of fun. Anyway, until then, happy stamping.